Friday show perhaps your team's full potential, being able to go on the road, be a team near the top of the conference by such a healthy margin?
I think Friday was one of our more complete games of the year. Really good defensively for most of the game, and very, very good offensively for the whole game. I thought we really moved the ball well, and it was fun to see our team really execute a game plan really, really well. And it was a complete game. It was a team that hadn't lost on their home court yet, and we were able to beat them by 30 points. So pretty complete team effort, fun game to be a part of. So hopefully we can kind of keep, we kind of needed to get that big win, I think, and it was a fun one for us. Hopefully we can keep it going as we move forward.
Chris, how confident does that make this group now that you showed you won on the road against an unbeaten team that was at home? How much confidence are you guys playing with right now? I know you got a setback against St. Cloud, but how much confidence are you guys feeling going into another road trip?
I mean, it brings a lot of confidence to the team because Duluth, they're not a bad team. And, we showed that we could go to their house and beat them by 30, and we played well defensively. Offensively, we played great, and I think just the confidence right now is really high.
This weekend, Coach, to talk about your two opponents. Of course, Augustana on day two, but and I know it's kind of a strange weekend going Saturday, Sunday. Talk about the whole weekend, what you're expecting.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a different schedule, but I think came at a good time for us because we have back-to-back road trips, so we're able to have a little bit more time here at home before we have to take off again. Last weekend I thought we played really well both games. The first one, obviously, we got the big win. The second one I thought was a really high-level NSIC game as well. St. Cloud State's playing really well right now, and it's just tough to get two wins on the road. You play a great game and then roll into the hotel at 1 a.m. and have to turn around and play quickly the next day. And I thought we looked a little bit tired at times, so it was nice to have a little bit of extra time this week and take a day off, rest up a little bit. But this weekend will be more of the same. Tough road trip, Wayne State on Saturday and Augustana on Sunday. So two teams that are both much better, I think, at home than they are on the road. So another tough road test for us both those afternoons.
Is that the only thing that changed schedule-wise? You just gave them an extra day off, and how will that change your schedule after this week going into next week where you have two home games? We have one less day of preparation.
Well, this time of year we're trying to really ramp up the intensity, but maybe tone down the duration of our practices anyway, and just stay sharp and stay fresh. We don't need to get 10 reps out there of something. We just need to get 3 or 4 really good reps. And I think our mindset has been good for that as far as our team goes. We were really sharp on Monday. We were able to take yesterday off and get back at it today, but still have 3 days of prep now before we hit the road for these 2 games this weekend. But I really like the focus level and the kind of the workman-like approach of our team right now. We've got a lot of seniors that are doing a good job, and whether we're on, we've been having some shorter practices, but they've been really, really intense, and I think it's helped prep us for some big victories here the last couple weekends.
Looking at Wayne State, it seems like they got that Matt Thomas guy. He scores about 17 a game. What makes him such a difficult guard to defend?
They really run a system that involves a lot of screens, and it's really really complex as far as the sets that they're going to run, and they run a lot of things to get him touches. So you have to be able to chase him all over the floor, and then they'll run 2, 3, 4 different counters to the first set that they run. So team that really executes well in the half court, and he's a good player. So you combine a good player with a team that's going to run a lot of sets to get that guy shots. You've got to do a good job to get stops on him and just make him inefficient, make him shoot contested shots. And some teams have been able to do that and make him shoot a low percentage, and that really limits their success because they do rely on him pretty heavily.
Chris, who does Wayne State perhaps closely resemble most that you guys have played in NSIC play?
That's a tough question.
Yeah, we haven't really started since we had that day off yesterday. We haven't really started on them yet. So we'll watch film on them in about 2 hours, and the players will see their first glimpse of them. So I'll maybe take that one since he hasn't seen it yet. That was kind of the fun of enjoying a day off. Is we just said, get done what you need to do, and if that means shooting jump shots or free throw shooting, if that means just doing nothing for a day, do nothing for a day and kind of a mental break as much as it was a physical break probably. But Wayne's really unique in the things that they run. They run an offensive system different than anybody else in the league. So they intentionally try to play differently. It's a big goal of their coaching staff. So they're a little bit unique. So it'll be an interesting prep, I guess, just a little bit different. And as a coaching staff, we want to highlight, the 3 or 4 things in our game plan. They're the same that we do all year. We don't want to change a whole bunch of things, and we'll just highlight a few wrinkles maybe that are within our base rules anyway. But we'll start prepping on them this afternoon. Yeah, good team. Number 1 in the 2, I think both polls. In the country. So obviously a good team. They beat Iowa earlier this year, and Iowa's number 3 in the Associated Press. So obviously they're a pretty good basketball team. They returned most of their guys from last year. Really, about everybody that played. They returned about 10 or 12 guys that played for them. So experienced, good group. They're on a big win streak right now. And they're really playing well at home. So it's going to be a team effort take a team effort from us. We've got to be really good in our transition D because they're good in the open courts against them, and then really good on the glass because they're one of the best rebounding teams in the country. So, but they're good at a lot of things. You don't get to be number 1 by having a bunch of weaknesses. So it'll be a fun game on Sunday this week. It'll be a lot more fun if we take care of business on Saturday and get a win down at Wayne.
I know you guys have encountered this situation before where you're playing, I think it was you went to Northern and you played a top 5 team in Morehead State, but is it almost easy to overlook a team like Wayne State with the number 1 team on the horizon?
Yeah, I would say so, because everybody wants to beat the number 1 team in the nation. So I think, like Coach said, the biggest thing is to go down and take care of business at Wayne, and then the next day we can focus on Augustana. So we're just taking it day by day.
Yeah, I think that's the risk, is to look over one team and look forward. And anytime, we've been around, our players and coaches have been around college basketball enough to see a lot of teams lose, and a lot of teams lose on the road to maybe teams that they think they should beat. So, we've got to be focused and kind of avoid that temptation of trying to look ahead, because Wayne, Nebraska is a tough place to play. They've been better at home. They just beat Duluth there last week on Friday night, and so they've had some success on those Friday night games, or the first day games, and part of that's because they play extremely hard and they're tough to guard, but part of that is maybe because teams have looked past them a little bit too. So we got to resist that temptation and be ready to go. And right now, we're not in a position to give away games. We're still trying to make up ground on a lot of teams, because we got off to a little bit of a tough start in the conference, and we're playing well right now. And I think and I hope we're tough enough to be ready to go on Saturday and not be sitting around waiting and just think we're going to show up and win that game.
You touched on Augustana. They got 3 guys averaging double figures, led by Daniel Jansen. Who does he most closely resemble in the conference that you guys have gone up against, or is he unique in his own right?
He's really good. He's going to be 3-time All-Conference and Player of the Year, potentially for the 2nd straight year. So he's really, when you do that, you're probably better than everybody else in the league, to be honest. So he can score inside, he can score outside. He's 6'8", he's athletic, he can run, he can jump. He's a pretty complete player. So it'll be, he's a little bit more probably versatile than anybody else in the league as far as having a really complete skill set. He'll play professionally for a number of years and make a lot of money playing when he's done at Augustana. But we've got to do a good job on him. We'll have multiple guys take a shot at guarding him. But they're just a complete team. They really have their starting lineup is really really good. They have 5 guys that really know what their role is and fill that role great. And and then they've got another forward that is also going to be 3-time All-League type guy. So it'll be they've got good players. It'll be a fun game.
Oh, can I
Go ahead.
I think he reminds me of a more mature Rudy. He's I think Rudy, when he gets to that age, he'll be able to shoot it better. But I mean, Rudy has a lot of potential to be that type of player in this league. So that's one comparison that I think of when I think of Jansen. So
yeah, it's probably a good one. I was kind of thinking of guys on other teams, but he's playing at a high level. similar to the way that Tyler is, where he can score inside, outside. He really rebounds it, can bounce it a little bit. So it's probably a pretty similar player. Yeah.
You know, Chris, you have a lot of prep time this week with like a Saturday start to your weekend slate of games, but you know, with how well you guys have been playing, is it really hard to wait all the way till Saturday, especially when you cap off the weekend with a big game against Dalton?
Yeah, it's always you get a little anxious just because you always want to play. You know, practice may get kind of redundant because you just do like the same thing. No offense, coach, but you know, you kind of just do the same thing. But you know, we're always ready to play. You know, and when Saturday comes, we're always just, now that we have that confidence, we're ready to go. So we're usually amped up and ready to get the dub. So
It's definitely that time of year
Yeah.
where you look forward to, as soon as one game gets over, win or lose, you're ready for the next one and excited to get back out there and playing. And you know, we've only got 4 weekends left of the regular season, so it's going by quickly. We've got to make the most of it. We've got to stay excited to play and stay excited to practice too. Like Chris said, that's a challenge sometimes, but the mature teams and the good teams find a way to do that and stay sharp. So we've been good at that so far. I think we'll continue to be good at that. And, we all know we've got to keep getting better. I feel like we're playing our best basketball without a doubt of the year so far, but I still know that there's room to grow and room for us to be better.